which is so insane. Obviously, I do not condone any cheating. I had just made that video because I thought it was kind of funny, the audio. And it was just for entertainment. But if anything, you as a man need to be communicative with your woman and let her know, like, hey, this is just not working out for me. Some women are okay with you just having another woman in a polyamorous relationship, but just going out and sneaking around, that I do not condone. Like, obviously you need to be communicative with your woman. So that whole entire situation is just insane because she's out here making him look crazy. Steph Curry, he is literally making sure that she looks good. I mean, look at her. She has her makeup done, her outfits, her hair done. But you are still having your husband look crazy out here. You can't just be quiet and support your husband. My thing is, what is stopping you as a woman from having a business? You are known as Steph Curry's wife. I'm sure if you still want to have that business, you can have that business. Just because you have children, just because you are a wife, doesn't mean that that is the only thing that you have to do. You also can still get it. Like, I don't understand why she felt the need to say those things, because that was very disrespectful. And this is not the first time that she's out here embarrassing her husband. There are so many women that would love to be in her position, and she's not being grateful enough, and that's insane to me. It reminded me of this other woman who came on TikTok and literally blasted her husband. And if you look at the comments, people have said she thought that we were gonna switch up on her husband, and I'm gonna show you the video because there's women out here that truly just love to embarrass their husbands. The situation with Ayesha, it just gives, I'm jealous. The videos that I've seen where she's talking about, oh, I just wish more men would have, eyes on me, blah, blah, blah. It's because she's comparing herself to her husband.
Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
And now she's also comparing herself to her husband. I'm just the wife. I wanted the career. Okay, what's stopping you from getting your career?
My wife streams a little bit.
Okay.
Rebecca Hardy.
Okay, Rebecca Hardy, shout out to you.
Who the fuck is that? Last night, my husband went on the biggest stream in the world and was asked how people could find me, a content creator, full-time, who makes her money on the internet. And his response was to give a name that I have never gone by, professionally or personally. Am I the asshole? I've had a lot of secret haters in my life, but for some reason this one hurt the most, given how I have gone out of my way to promote this man and his brand, regardless of how much of a fucking clown I look like in the process. For context, Twitch used to be my everything. I started off as a streamer. The whole reason why I have a TikTok account in the first place was to promote my Twitch. So when the biggest streamer on Twitch, or shit on the planet, asks where his millions of followers can find me specifically, and my husband's response is a name that only he, the federal government, and Wikipedia go by, I felt a little bit slighted. This doesn't make sense to me. Am I reading into this too much, or is this the slight that it feels like? Anyway, despite his efforts to not identify me in a professional capacity whatsoever, there were hundreds of people in the chat saying, why is he doing this? That's Rebby on TikTok. That's Gothic Baby's mom. That's people in the chat were commenting where you could actually find me online. And to those people, I want to say thank you. Your support really means a lot to me. I want to be clear. This isn't about followers or clout. It's really about the one person that I would expect to go hard for me. I just expect you to go as hard for me as I do for you. Anyway, you can find me on Twitch at House Hardy.
Rebecca Hardy.
House Hardy. House Hardy.
What these two women have in common is that these things could have been kept behind closed doors, and you could have easily gone and communicated with your husband about it instead of coming online and embarrassing your husband. That whole video clip of Rebecca Hardy, her husband ended up correcting himself, and they even pinned her actual name in the chat. In the comment section, she said, oh yeah, I have found out that later, blah, blah, blah. And she said that she closed the stream right away after he said that because she just felt so disrespected. And then people were saying, you know that your husband corrected himself, right? And that he also pinned your name in the chat. And she didn't see that because she just got so offended at her husband. Oh my God, using the wrong username. Like, what's wrong with some of you women? Really? What? Her husband did not have to do that. Nobody had to shout her out. But the fact that they did, and she doesn't want to thank her husband. She doesn't want to communicate with her husband, but she's going to thank strangers? Like, what? That makes no sense. That's why I said, who needs enemies when you have women like this as your wives? I don't know if that woman and her husband are going through issues to the point that she felt the need to disrespect them online like that, but that's not what you do if you love your husband. And again, you are that emotional that you're willing to just shut the whole entire stream off because your husband made one tiny little mistake. And she even insinuates that her husband is a low-key hater because she said, I've had many low-key haters, but this one hurt the most. So what are you trying to say? Because your husband did not fucking have to say your name at all. But he brought you up for a reason because he's supporting you. Like, oh my goodness. You're saying that he's a hater when you're the one that's a hater. You're even coming online to blast him and embarrass him and talk down on him in front of strangers. Do you love your husband? Because that's insane to me. Like I said, who needs enemies when you're married to women like this? That's why it's really important to write all the things that you're grateful for. Thank you God so much for my husband. Thank you God so much for my kids, the roof over my head, the food, etc., etc., etc. Because sometimes, we are living so much in life that we're not counting our blessings, right? I don't know. Crazy.